What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and achieving at least one of your goals today. Today we are reviewing the 2023 Volvo S90 B6 all-wheel drive Ultimate. Huge thank you to Heasley over at Beyer Volvo Cars of Dulles, Virginia for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular S90 or any Volvo product, I'll be sure to have Jamer's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get right into it and talk about the exterior and performance. And like I said, this is a 2023 Volvo S90 B6 all-wheel drive Ultimate, and this particular one has been painted in the $695 Thunder Gray Metallic. But let's start over here at our headlights, then we'll work our way down and around to the back end of the S90. So with the Ultimate, you do get LED headlights with active high beams and active bending lights. You also get LED daytime running lights, and with the Ultimate you get high pressure headlight washers, which are located just below your headlights, and then you do get LED fog lights towards the bottom of the front bumper with cornering. Like I said, this is the S90, and this one is the bright theme. So with the bright theme, you do get bright chrome grille bars with a chrome grille surround. You also get a chrome trim piece that runs across the entire front bumper, and also with the Ultimate you get a forward facing camera and 6 forward facing sensors. Here is your forward facing camera, and I'll point out the 6 sensors as well. So you got one right here, one here, here, and over there as well. I love the front end styling of the S90. I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. It's like a really just good looking, classy vehicle in my personal opinion. I really like the way that this thing looks, and this thing punches way above its class, and we'll get into that here in the interior and you'll see exactly what I am talking about. But again, with the Ultimate you do get these 20-inch 8 multi-spoke black diamond cut wheels that are wrapped in 255/35 Pirelli Cinturato P7 all-season tires. I'll try to give you guys a look at the tread pattern on those tires. That's what they look like. They are all seasons again. And then just behind your front wheel and tire setup, you do get a double wishbone front suspension. And while we're on the topic of suspension, you get an integral link rear suspension. And if that is not good enough for you guys, they do have an optional $1,200 four-corner adaptive air suspension if you guys want a ultra plush ride. But this thing rides already really well. But if you're already spending, you know, this amount of money, and you're saving a lot of money, because I'll show you guys on the interior, but this thing is super nice. I recommend just get the $1,200 four-corner adaptive air suspension. That'll make this thing ride exactly like an Audi A8. But just to the right of your front wheel and tire setup, you get body color mirror caps with integrated turn signals. These mirrors are heated, auto dimming, power folding. You will find your blind spot monitoring on the upper left hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the upper right hand side of your passenger side mirror. And then you have your camera located right here. I'm not sure if the GoPro is going to pick it up, but you have your camera right there. That goes along with your 360-degree view camera that comes standard on the Ultimate. You also get some chrome window trim, body color door handles with illumination. So you got a little light right here. And then at the bottom of all your passenger doors, and as well as your front fender, you have some chrome body side cladding. Again, you get an integral link rear suspension, body color shark fin antenna, LED third brake light. One thing I like about the trunk lid is that it kind of looks like a spoiler. At least it has that kind of design to it. Volvo lettering at the center of your trunk. You get beautiful LED taillights. One thing that's kind of interesting about the LED taillights is that you do have rear fog lights. I'll show you guys that when we move into the interior. This one also has the optional $200 power trunk. So if I whip out the key fob here in a second, you can see there's the button for the trunk. So if I press and hold on that button, the power trunk will pop open. It will also power close. But while we have the trunk open, let's take a look at storage space. So you can see tons and tons of storage space. I mean, obviously you can tell this is a big body sedan, but you have tons of storage space back here. You also have a 12-volt outlet, little cargo net, so you can set maybe your jumper cables in there if they're smaller, or a jump box. A little bit more storage space over here as well. You kind of have a little storage cubby. I would say you could probably fit 5 or 6 maybe carry-on suitcases back here. Here are your floor mats. They look pretty sweet. And then popping this open, you have your rear spare tire as well as your jack, your tow hook, and everything you need to put on the spare tire. So pretty cool. Very good amount of storage space back here. Pressing on this button will lock the vehicle as well as close the power trunk. This will just close the power trunk. So pressing on that, you can see the trunk closes. And another way you can open up the trunk is that just above this L right here, you have this pad. I'll show you guys the pad. I'm not sure if the GoPro will pick it up, but you have a pad right here so that if you press on it, it will open up the trunk. Then you have, again, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm gonna say it again. You have 6 rear view sensors, as well as a backup camera, which is located right there. And then you have some chrome trim at the bottom of your rear bumper. And then the observant viewer may be able to note that you get no exhaust tips. Again, Volvo did away with the exhaust tips in 2022 because they're trying to get rid of all their gas-powered vehicles by 2030. So that is why no longer do you see exhaust tips on any Volvo product. But let me know what you guys think of the Volvo S90 in the comment section down below. I really like the way this thing looks. I think this is an absolute value for what you get because it's a beautiful interior. I'll show you guys this thing. You could literally be chauffeured around in this thing. This thing's just a touch over $60,000. And in my personal opinion, I think this thing really competes with the Audi A8. I mean, it doesn't quite have as many features as the A8, but this thing has the features of like an A8 from like 2013. So it is very nice on the interior, and it comes at a fantastic price. Again, I'll show you guys the MSRP as we get on into this video, but man, this thing looks fantastic. It looks super classy. It rides fantastic. But again, let me know what you guys think of it in the comment section down below. But let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2-liter turbo and e-charged 4-cylinder with a 48-volt mild hybrid system that includes a 13 horsepower starter generator system. Total output is 295 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 6.2 seconds. If you guys were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 23 miles per gallon in the city, 32 miles per gallon on the highway for 26 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive. I think those are very good fuel economy numbers, especially considering the size of this sedan. It is a big sedan, and those are absolutely fantastic fuel economy numbers, and this thing can definitely get out of its own way, no problem. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would take a second, give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But let's move into the interior. All right, guys, let's move into the interior. Obviously, you do get keyless access. This is a 2023 vehicle after all. So all you got to do is make sure you have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can tell that the vehicle unlocks because the side view mirrors fold out. But you can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across this square box on the door handle, and the vehicle will lock. You can tell the vehicle locks because the side view mirrors fold back in. A couple things that you can do with the key fob is that you can lock it, you can unlock it, and you can open and close your power trunk by pressing on that button. And then on this side, you have your panic button. But let's move into the interior. So let's take a look at what this beautiful door panel looks like. So you can see you do get some beautiful black leather at the top of the door panel with some accent colored stitching. You also get some really nice wood trim here on the interior, which a lot of vehicles have like wood trim, but this is like textured wood trim, and it feels super upscale. Get some aluminum trim, aluminum door handle, beautiful Harman Kardon speaker surround. Harman Kardon speaker system comes with the Ultimate. 2 memory seat adjustment settings. You get your unlock and lock buttons. You get a nicely padded and leather wrapped armrest with some more accent colored stitching. Automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners. Pressing on this button will restrict your rear window privileges. And then pressing the L and the R buttons simultaneously will power fold in your side view mirrors. And then you got your power mirror controls in that same exact spot. But you get a beautiful brushed aluminum door sill that is illuminated at night. It says Volvo. I'm not sure if you can see it, and you get a couple of lines right next to it. Looks absolutely fantastic. Beautiful Napa leather perforated front seats that comes with the Ultimate as well. You can see the side bolstering. This thigh extension comes out powerly. I'm not sure if that's a word, but you can also adjust your bolstering, your lumbar, tons of seat adjustments, which I'll show you guys when we get to it, I guess. But let's step into the interior and see how beautiful it really is. You can see I love the two-tone on the steering wheel between the black and the cream. It's just really nice. Pressing on this will open and or close your trunk. You get a great spot. You can set your sunglasses down in there. I'd say my whole hand fits down in there. Let's see if my Ray-Bans fit in there. They fit, no problem. So great spot. You can set your sunglasses or something of this size down in there. But I'm gonna put my glasses back on and let's start up the interior. So I'm gonna close the door. Make sure you have the key fob in the interior. Push your foot down on the brake and twist this knob right here and the vehicle will fire up. One thing that's interesting about Volvo products is that they kind of just like turn on. You have to get in one to see what I'm talking about, but they kind of just like turn on. There's no like starter, like start. It just like turns on. It's very, very interesting. But on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you have your turn signal stalk as well as your headlight control stalk and your fog light control stalk. So let's take a listen to our turn signals. That's what the turn signals sound like. One thing I like about the Volvo products and all new vehicles pretty much in general, all you gotta do is barely tap it and it will blink 3 times. Very, very nice. But here are your headlight controls. Flip that up, that turns your automatic high beams on. That's headlights automatic, that's headlights on, that's daytime running lights on, and that is headlights off. And then over here you have your front fog lights and then your rear fog lights. Like I promised you guys, I would show you guys the rear fog lights. So if I press this button right here, you can see the rear fog lights are on. So I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. And you can see like this light right here and that light right there, these 2 lights are your rear fog lights. So pretty cool. I wanted to show you guys that because don't really see that on many new vehicles today. So I like that. And then again, this is the button to turn that on or off. Here are your front fog light buttons, on or off. I'm gonna turn the headlights back off, and obviously you can control your high beams with that stalk as well. Let's take a look at our steering wheel. So on the left hand side of the steering wheel, you have your adaptive cruise control settings, and then on the right hand side, you got these arrows as well as these, yeah, I guess they're all arrows, but this is to go back on a track, this is to go forward on a track, this is to volume up, this is to volume down. However, you can also control the 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster through these buttons as well. So if I click on this, that will pop this up. This is your trip computer, this is trip manual, this is trip auto. So you can reset this yourself by pressing this button where it says reset. Press and hold on that and that will reset it, and then the numbers on the left hand side will set to 0. And then this is trip auto, so this just counts how long you've been out, how many miles you've driven, your average MPG and your average speed. This is the odometer, 22 miles, and that's really about it. And then again, you can control the screen by clicking left to the right. We're gonna close out of here. This is like your select button, so select, and then that will close. We'll get to that in a second. But then this is also to control that screen, and then this is to speak to the vehicle. You can tell it to turn the AC on, turn the AC off, that kind of stuff. But let's take a listen to our horn. That's what the horn sounds like on the 23 S90. But again, let's talk about the digital gauge cluster. So this is a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster with 2 display modes. Right now, this is Navi. If I click on this button right here, this is calm. So those are your 2 different display modes. This is calm, click that again. This is Navi, click this button again, and this is calm. On the left-hand side of the gauge cluster, you have your speedometer as well as your digital speedometer readout. This is your speed limit sign, lets you know the speed limit of the particular area that you are driving in. That's your ambient exterior temperature. That's like to let you know if people's seatbelts are on or off. Then you got your RPM gauge on the right-hand side of the gauge cluster. You can see that lets you know if your auto stop start is on or off. This is like your starter generator system. So when you come to a stop, it like does up arrows in blue to let you know that it's regenerative braking, the starting system. And then you got park, reverse, neutral, drive. P is big because that lets us know that we are in park, and you can see the R will get bigger, and then so on and so forth, dependent on what gear you're in. So right now we're in reverse. It pops up your rear view camera. And then down here you have your fuel stuff, 470 miles, so that's your fuel range. And then you can see how much fuel we have. We got a full tank, and that's really about it for that screen. With the Ultimate, you do get a heads-up display system, which I'm not sure if you can see, but you get your speed as well as your speed limit sign. So that's pretty cool. And again, that comes with the Ultimate. And just like your door panels, also up top on your dash, you have a tailored dashboard and tailored upper door panels. You can see it's beautifully leather wrapped, accent colored stitching, and that follows through to your dash. It looks absolutely phenomenal. You get a Harman Kardon speaker surround, and really that's about it for this side. Now let's move into our infotainment. So you do get a 9-inch Google infotainment screen with Apple CarPlay connectivity. Again, you get some more of that beautiful wood that follows through on your dash to your passenger side door panel. But let's talk about this screen here for a second. So pressing on this is basically like your home button. So this is your home screen. Get your maps, Bluetooth media player, which is the source that I have it on. That will also go into your different media stuff. So if I click onto this, actually I think I have to go over to here, then you can go into your radio stuff. And I believe you only have FM. I don't believe you get AM with the Volvos. So FM is pretty much all you get. And then click on this. This goes back to your screen. So you can go in between your FM, Sirius XM, Google Play Books, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all these different things, podcasts, Google News, radio, Bluetooth media player, all those different things. Then you can close that and then it looks cleaner. Phone stuff, Apple CarPlay, Google Assistant, car status, air quality. This does have an air purifier. That air purifier comes with the Ultimate. Then you can go into your Play Store, your owner's manual, clicking over here, bring you into your different settings. So you get your driving settings, your sound settings, connectivity settings. This is a Wi-Fi capable vehicle. Get your controls, profiles, privacy, Google, system, all those different settings that you can go into. Not very many like driving stuff that you can do, but if you get the Polestar engineered with your driving modes, then you can get different driving modes. But the only thing that you can adjust on this particular one is pretty much your steering feel, which is either firm or normal. But that's really about it for the screen, at least this part of the screen. And then down here, you have your climate control stuff, as well as your camera stuff, your 2 front seats. So if I click on this will either bring up my heated steering wheel, my heated seats, or my ventilated driver's seat. You can see they all have 3 levels of adjustability. Heated steering wheel, 3 levels of adjustability, heated seat, 3 levels of adjustability, and ventilated seat, 3 levels of adjustability. And same thing goes for the passenger side seat as well. Clicking on this camera looking thing pops up your camera. Right now I have the license plate back there that's in a bag, so that is why it doesn't look like there is a rear view camera, but you get a rear view camera with guidance lines. Click on the button at the center and that will pop up your 360-degree view camera. Again, 360 camera comes with the Ultimate as standard, and then you can go in between your different camera views. That's my forward facing camera. This is my side view camera on my driver's side. Click over here. This is my passenger side camera, and then I can go into my rear view camera, but again, it's blocked by that plate. So yeah, and then you can also turn your parking sensors on or off, or your rear auto brake on or off. You can go into the settings. So once you get closer to something, the sensors will go like beep, 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 and you can turn the volume up or down on that. Get your time up top there, LTE stuff, Bluetooth, and navigation stuff. But really, that's about it for that screen. I guess one more thing is you can pull down here and you can see all your notifications. But yeah, you get 4 HVAC vents on the dash. You get 1, 2, 3, and 4. Some more of that wood trim, like I mentioned, beautiful black leather up top. And then on the bottom, you have that cream. Looks fantastic. Clicking on this will turn my hazards on. Let's take a listen to the hazards. One thing I like about Volvos is that the hazard button flashes with the hazard lights. I think that's pretty cool. You got your front defroster button. This is your rear defroster button. This is to go back on a track. This is to go forward on a track. This is your volume knob. This is to play or pause on a track. That's like a micro SD card slot. And then pressing on this button does absolutely nothing. One thing that I found today is that this thing right here, you can set either, you know, your key fob, but I found that it's also a great spot that I can set my iPhone 14 Pro Max. That will fit in there no problem. Pretty much fits in there snug, but it fits, so pretty cool. Get your crystal gear shifter. That crystal gear shifter comes with the Ultimate. And then I guess we can go in between the different gears. So push to go into reverse, push forward to go into reverse. And one thing I like about that is that the mirrors will fold down, or I guess tilt down, so you can see the parking lines better. Both side view mirrors do that. Very, very nice. So watch when I put it back into drive, they go right back up. Watch. Now they're going up. So pretty cool. But yeah, and then push P to go into park. We're pushing P. Get a 12-volt power outlet. Another spot you can set your key fob right here. However, if you get a dead battery on your key fob and you can't unlock or lock the doors with the key fob, you can still start the vehicle by putting the key fob down in here, because it's going to read the chip and it will still start the vehicle. But you got 2 cup holders. Again, you twist that to the right. That will either turn the vehicle off, which is what it did just now, or you can start it by twisting that again and it turns right back on. This is your electronic parking brake, and then this is auto hold. So this will hold the vehicle in position, or in that spot wherever you are in traffic. So if I engage it, it will literally hold all the brakes and it will hold me in place. To disengage it, either push your foot on the accelerator to get going, or you can press the brake and press that again, and that will deactivate the auto hold. Nicely padded armrest, accent colored stitching. Actually, I guess it's the same color as the leather, but anyway, get 2 USB-C ports down in here so you can connect to CarPlay, and then good amount of storage space down in here. You can fit pretty much like a Purell hand sanitizer type of thing, or napkins, stuff like that down in there. Up here, auto dimming rear view mirror. You get your universal garage door opener at the bottom of it. So if you have 3 different garage bays at your house, you can open up those 3 different garage bays individually. It's a very nice looking frameless mirror. Get your SOS button, which you can get roadside assistance and stuff like that. This is like your Volvo on-call stuff. And then you can obviously turn your lights in the front individually on or off. And then pressing on this button will turn all the interior lights on. So you can see the interior lights are turning on. Press that again and they all turn back off. This lets you know if passenger airbag is on or off. This is your Bluetooth mic pickup for your Bluetooth phone when you're on a Bluetooth call. You got one for your front passenger as well. Folding this down, vanity mirror, vanity light, and a little clip you can set your registration on. Same thing goes for this side as well. But let's see if this will slide. I don't think that it will, but we're gonna test it out anyway. No, it does not slide. Yeah, that's about it for that. And then over here, you got your glove box. You can fit your owner's manual napkins, straws, snacks, whatever you want to put into. It's a very good sized glove box down in there. And then one thing that you also get with the Ultimate is you get 2 memory seat adjustment settings for your front passenger as well. But I did tell you guys I would go throughout the different seat stuff that you can do. So if you can see over here, you get this little like knob. Pull up on that and that will pop up your seat controls, so you can see all the different things that you can do. You can adjust your bolstering, you can adjust your lumbar, and then go down one more, and then you can adjust your thigh support. And then it also does pretty much what all other power seats do: up, down, recline, stuff like that. So pretty cool, very good amount of adjustability for your front seats. Obviously you can see you get a pano roof as well. One more thing I wanted to show you guys: get an OPU handle for the passenger and an OPU handle for the driver. A couple things I wanted to read over with you guys that come with the Ultimate, and those things include the Harman Kardon sound system, ventilated front seats, heads-up display, perforated Napa leather front seats. You also get power front seats with memory, both get memory, crystal gear shifter, tailored dashboard and upper door panels, power operated sunshades, which I'll show you guys when we move into those rear seats, interior high level illumination, which pretty much gives you ambient lighting throughout the entire interior behind the door panels, down here in your miscellaneous storage for your cup holders. I mean, tons and tons of interior lighting. It's a 4-zone climate control vehicle. And then one more thing I wanted to read, I guess before I get into the safety stuff, is that this has pilot assist, which is kind of similar-ish to Subaru EyeSight in that it will alert you when the car ahead of you has moved and you haven't. So if you're on your phone at a light, the car ahead of you has moved, this thing will go like beep beep, and then it'll be like, hey dude, you got to get going because the car ahead of you has gotten going. But I want to read over some safety features, so bear with me here for a second. Let's talk about some safety and security features. So this does have blind spot information system with steer assist and cross traffic alert with auto brake, pilot assist, which is a driver assistance system with adaptive cruise control, collision avoidance featuring low and high speed collision mitigation that detects vehicles, pedestrians, cyclists, and large animals, driver alert control, run off-road protection and run off-road mitigation, lane departure warning with lane keeping aid, oncoming mitigation by braking, front, side, and curtain airbags with driver side knee airbag, a whiplash protection system, also known as whips, in the front seats, power child lock for your rear doors, and automatic unlocking after collision. To turn that power child lock on, this would be the button you would press. So right now it's activated, now it's deactivated, and you can hear it deactivate, and it lets you know that it deactivated on your screen right there. Go show you guys some luxury and convenience features. I'll put that on screen, give you guys a couple seconds to read over that, and then I'll throw the rest of the window sticker on screen right now. And now let's talk about the MSRP, and then you guys can also take a look at all the features that this particular one has. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2023 S90 B6 all-wheel drive Ultimate is spec'd is $64,500. $540. And again, that's a bargain for what you get in my personal opinion. And I'll show you guys why that's a bargain here when we move into these rear seats. So pretty much talked about everything up here. Now I want to show you guys what's going on in those rear seats. And I want to show you guys the rear passenger side rear seat in particular. So let's get into that, because this is where stuff gets real. So let's move into these rear seats. Again, you get 4-zone climate control, you get a center fold down armrest right here with 2 cup holders, and you also got a spot right through here that you can send your skis if you wanted through. So yeah, that's about it for that. Again, 4-zone climate control. You also do get heated outboard rear seats, so this guy gets heated seat, I get a heated seat, both with 3 levels of adjustability. Clicking on this, you get 2 USB-C ports as well as a 12-volt outlet. You got a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. Just keep in mind that the seat back pocket is mesh, so if you guys have pens or something, it may go through, it may not. Just keep in mind. But let's close the door and let's see what the S90 is all about. So this is what the S90 is all about, is this seat back here. So you get all these controls you can see right here. So if I press on this, that will close, or I guess open that shade, as well as I push that down one more time, I can open up that window. So I'm pressing on this button right here. Now I can close that window and it goes up automatically. Pretty cool. And then if I don't feel like seeing the sun through there anymore, pull up on that switch one more time and the power shade goes right back up. Really cool. And obviously I can do the same for this side as well. So you can see it goes down, press that down, the window goes down, press that up, window goes back up. And then if I don't want to see sun anymore, I can pull up on that one more time and this shade will come right back up. You can see this button right here is for the shade in the back. So if I click on that, you can see the shade goes down. Click on this button again, the shade comes back up, so you can see we're totally closed throughout. And then you can see if I click on this button right here, that will close the shade for the pano roof, which is cool. And then I can also open up the pano roof, click on that again, and the shade comes back. And then this button right here can open and close the pano roof itself. So if I press down on that, it's tilted, press down on this again, and it will open up. I think that's so cool. And if your dad gets one of these, I'm envious of you. If you're like, 10 years old and you're sitting back here and this is the seat that you get, I'm a little envious of you because it's pretty sweet. And then pull up on that and the pano roof will close right back up. So tons of space, but I'm not done yet because there are a couple things still more that you can do up here. So right here, you can see I got all these controls. So if I push up on that, now that seat is moving forward. Look, watch it move. I'm gonna push it as far up as I can because I got my backpack and stuff up there, but you can see, look how much legroom I have. I'm 5'9", and still I can get a little bit more legroom by pressing on this, like I'm pushing this knob to the left. You can see now that starts to recline, or I guess push that seat forward. So you can see, look how much legroom I have. This is the back of a $64,000 vehicle. This isn't like a $130,000 BMW 7 Series or a $130,000 Audi A8L. This is a $64,000 Volvo S90. This is why I'm saying this thing punches above its class. You can see interior is so classy. It's simple, yet it's elegant. You got tons of legroom in this seat. You could literally be chauffeured around back here. So if you guys are looking at getting an Audi A8, maybe think again. I mean, obviously if you guys are spending that money, you're probably not going to be looking at this, but if you guys do, want to save a little bit of money, you want like A8 level interior, at least this kind of stuff, then take a look at the S90. Yes, you cannot recline this seat here in the back, and that's kind of where the A8s and the 7 Series BMWs kind of get this thing, but those are also literally double the cost of this. So very nice interior. I don't really know any other sedan at $64,000 that really competes with this. This thing is kind of in a weird kind of mid ground between like a 5 Series BMW and a 7 Series BMW, but for 5 Series pricing. So just a overall super nice interior. And then one more thing I guess you can do is lock the interior doors by pressing on that button right there. But really that's about it for the interior. Obviously you got an HVAC vent, spot you can set some dry cleaning. You get an O-poop handle, and then another O-poop handle over there as well with some dome lighting. But very, very nice interior. This seat is absolutely awesome. And for the price, I'm telling you guys, you can't really find any other sedan that's better than this for $64,000. If you guys think you can, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what vehicle is better that's brand new for $64,000 that has this amount of legroom and this amount of features here for this guy, this seat back here. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. I'm assuming you guys want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now on to the driving portion of the review, where we start our videos here and we rate these vehicles going over these speed bumps on a scale of 1 to 10. We go 5 miles an hour over the speed bumps. So far, so good. I drove in here and I was like taken back at how well it went over the speed bumps. So let's see what we can do on this second speed bump. Again, 5 miles an hour, which is about right there. I think this might be the first vehicle to get an 8.6 on a scale of 1 to 10. I mean, it goes over those bumps so well, and I think even better than the video that I just did with the BMW i7 the other day. Literally, it went over those speed bumps better than that 7 Series BMW. And this doesn't even have the optional $1,200 adaptive air ride suspension. So the suspension can get even better than what we have here. And I'm always so amazed at how well the suspensions are on Volvo products. It doesn't matter if it's a C40, XC40, XC60, XC90. They all ride over bumps so well. They all cruise on the highway so well. Just an overall, just really comfortable vehicle. I mean, it's a 4-cylinder, yes, but it's got plenty of low-end torque. It's got plenty of get up and go. It's got plenty of power for a daily driver. So if you guys are looking into getting one of these and you're like, you know, the Audi A8 comes with a V6 as standard, blah, 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 blah. This thing is not anemic by any means. I mean, you barely have to put your foot into the throttle and it will accelerate you know, more than you would expect it to be honest with you guys. I mean, it's got plenty of get up and go, but enough of that. I mean, the suspension, phenomenal. Really, really good suspension. I'm not sure if the GoPro is going to be picking up the heads-up display, but on screen right now, I got the heads-up display and it displays my current speed as well as the current speed limit of which I am driving. So right now I'm going about 43 in a 45. Once I hit 46 in a 45 or 47 in a 45, it starts to flash and it lets you know that, hey dude, you're going a little bit too fast. So I'm going to show you guys that. If you guys can see it, I'm not sure if it flashes on this screen either, but I guess currently it's not flashing anymore. But the first time that I exceeded the speed limit, it was flashing. I think that's pretty cool. I like how you got the speed limit sign up there as well as over there, so it's a little bit redundant. So it's like, hey, we're helping you so you do not get a speeding ticket, which I like personally. The steering feel is really light, which I personally like on a vehicle like this. You know what I mean? If you're pulling into a parking spot, it's just literally, you can steer this thing with one finger. It's that easy. But if you guys don't want it too light, you can go into this screen and you can put it on steering feel firm. So you got those two different steering feel settings, and that's pretty much the only sort of drive mode or drive, you know, something that you can adjust the drive. But if you guys get the Polestar engineered package, you can get a little bit more mid-range power, as well as you can get your different drive modes as well. So this thing, I mean, it drives really well. It's just an overall fantastic vehicle. Really nice driving, really easy to drive, and you know, sound system's fantastic. You got Apple CarPlay connectivity, and for the price, there's not really, in my opinion, anything better that you can get. And yes, it does have the auto stop start system, which normally I don't like. However, with the starter generator system, it kind of just gives it that push that it's needed off the line, so it gives it more seamless auto stop start transition into the engine when it starts to go, which I really like, and I've noticed that they've perfected it pretty much across all their Volvo lineup of products. Obviously there is that every once in a while where it's a little like jumpy, kind of like any other vehicle that has auto stop start. So it's not 100% perfect, but it definitely is better than a lot of other stop start systems that I've tested on other vehicles. So very nice vehicle overall, between the drive, between the power, between the interior comfort. The seats are very, very comfortable. It's just an overall really nice driving vehicle, a nice riding vehicle. And if you guys wanted to ride even nicer, you might want to opt it with the $1,200 adaptive air ride suspension. That will make this thing ride even better. But you know, it's not a handler, so if you guys want to rip this thing up on a back road, it's not going to handle, you know, like a BMW M5, or you know what I'm talking about. Like just a regular 5 Series BMW is going to out handle this. But this isn't the size of a regular 5 Series BMW. This is the size of like a somewhere in between like a 5 Series and a 7 Series BMW. So it's not like a 5 Series size, it's not like a 7 Series size. It's like somewhere in between. So it doesn't handle, you know, the greatest, but that's not why you're buying this vehicle. You're buying this vehicle for a plush ride, something that's ultra comfortable, something that you can really adjust the seat comfort. You got ventilated seats, you got heated seats, you get heated steering wheel. It's just an overall really nice driving vehicle. And even with the rear sunshade up, it's still very, very easy to see out of the rear. But we'll do a little mild acceleration here once this light turns green, which should right now. Okay, I was off, but it's gonna change. We'll do a little mild acceleration here. Nothing crazy, but something more than I would normally do. So let's straighten out and do a little something. This is about like 40% throttle. And you can see it really accelerates, but you can see how the speed limit sign flashes. That's letting you know, hey dude, you gotta pay attention to the speed. But yeah, I mean, it really has got more than enough power. You know what I mean? Like, it could honestly have even less power and I'd be happy, but I think it's got the right amount of power. It says we're in a 25 miles an hour zone. This is a 45 miles an hour zone until the lights are flashing. So don't roast me in the comments for going too fast, because the speed limit is 45. Just an overall really nice vehicle. I just hit that bump and it absorbed the bump really well. Let's see how the brakes are. Brakes are really good as well. So yeah, I mean, I really didn't have to put my foot that far into the brake in order to get it to stop, and it came up to a stop rather quickly. But as soon as I put my foot on the brake, the auto stop start system turns the vehicle off. And I'll try to do like a fast transition to show you guys that starter generator system. So as soon as this light turns green, I'll just go. So you can see I've messed up a little bit there, but you can see it just goes. It doesn't like hesitate to go. So just again, really nice riding vehicle. The seat comfort in all 4 seats is super, super comfortable. You got memory seat adjustment settings for your front passenger, tons of different adjustability for your front 2 seats, and just a great sound system. But before we end out today's video, I do want to do a 0 to 60 test, so let's skip to that now. Pretty sweet Audi RS6 right there, and then we got a Ram TRX right there. But we're gonna come up to our starting line, and we gotta line up on our line, and then we're just gonna gun it in 3, 2, 1, floored. $60. So we got our 0 to 60 test. Let's see how we did. We got a 7.2 second 0 to 60 test. So I don't think that's too bad, to be honest with you guys. I think that's relatively quick, especially for a vehicle of this size. This thing isn't like a small vehicle. This thing is meant for luxury, not for performance. And I wanted to show you guys one more thing before we ended out today's video, and that has to do with that battery right there. Remember I told you guys it would turn blue when we were doing the regenerative braking? So watch what happens when I hit the brake. See how it turns blue and it gets the arrows that go up? That's regenerative braking, the 48-volt mild hybrid system. So overall, this vehicle is super, super nice. Between the drive, between the sound system, between all the safety features, I mean, it's just an overall really fantastic daily driver, and I think it's exceptionally priced in my personal opinion. For $64,000, you get such a nice vehicle, just a super luxurious cruiser for $64,000. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm really trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would take a second, give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.